Stoic Philosophy and the Life and Teachings of Jesus, a Comparative Analysis. Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jesus represent two profound currents of thought that emerged in the Western tradition, each offering unique insights into the human condition, ethics, and the nature of existence. Both Stoicism and the teachings of Jesus emphasize virtues, inner peace, and the importance of character. However, they diverge significantly in their understanding of divine intervention, autonomy, and the role of faith in human life. This essay explores these similarities and differences, illustrating how Stoicism, while rich and robust, falls short in its conception of divine grace and human freedom. Similarities in ethical teachings. At the core of both Stoic philosophy and the Christian teachings of Jesus is the common theme of virtue and ethics. The Stoics, such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, believed that virtue, understood as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is the highest good. They advocated for the development of one's character through reason and self-discipline, urging individuals to align their lives with nature and the rational order of the universe. Similarly, Jesus taught that love, kindness, mercy, and humility are essential virtues that should guide human conduct. The Sermon on the Mount, for example, encapsulates many moral teachings that echo Stoic ideals, such as turning the other cheek and loving one's enemies. Moreover, both traditions emphasize the importance of inner peace. Stoics advocate for apatheia, the state of being untroubled by external circumstances, achieved through rational thinking and detachment from worldly concerns. In the same vein, Jesus encourages his followers to find peace in faith and trust in God, often speaking of relinquishing worry and anxiety in favor of divine providence. The similarities in their ethical frameworks demonstrate a shared understanding of the human pursuit of virtue as central to leading a fulfilling life. Differences in divine intervention and autonomy. However, a fundamental divergence exists between Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jesus concerning divine intervention and human autonomy. Stoicism posits a deterministic view of the universe, wherein every event is part of a rational order governed by logos or universal reason. Individual autonomy is acknowledged, but it is ultimately limited by fate. The Stoics teach that one should accept whatever happens with equanimity, recognizing that while they can control their reactions, they cannot change the course of fate. In this context, divine intervention is less about a personal relationship with a deity and more about accepting the natural order of the universe. In contrast, the teachings of Jesus emphasize a personal relationship with God and the concept of divine grace. Jesus framed God not just as an abstract rational order, but as a loving Father who desires a personal relationship with humanity. The call to faith, repentance, and grace underlies Jesus' message, introducing the idea that divine intervention can transform lives in profound and unpredictable ways. The parables of the lost sheep and the prodigal son highlight God's willingness to reach out, forgive, and restore individuals, thereby emphasizing a relational aspect of divinity that Stoicism does not entertain. Furthermore, Jesus' teachings suggest an intrinsic autonomy that goes beyond mere acceptance of circumstance. The invitation to follow him represents a call to active participation in one's spiritual journey, wherein individuals are encouraged to seek and claim their identity as children of God. This relationship is framed not only in terms of moral behavior, but also through personal salvation and transformation, enabling believers to transcend their circumstances through faith. Conclusion. In conclusion, the ethical parallels between Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jesus reveal a shared emphasis on virtue, inner peace, and moral integrity in the face of adversity. However, they are fundamentally differentiated by their concepts of divine intervention and human autonomy. While Stoicism cultivates resilience within a deterministic framework, the teachings of Jesus highlight the transformative power of divine grace and the importance of an active personal relationship with God. This divergence enriches the tapestry of Western thought, presenting both Stoicism and Christianity as somewhat complementary yet distinct pathways toward understanding human existence, the existence of a deity, but Jesus insists on his being the way to salvation, whereas the Stoics believed that God was an impersonal being if in fact they believed in a deity outside of themselves at all. Ultimately, the interplay of these philosophies invites the seeker to explore the balance of internal resilience and external divine engagement in their pursuit of a virtuous life.